When he comes, he will reprove the world of sin, because I am going to the Father. Greeting, guys. It is me here with a message of the kingdom of heaven. Okay, guys, so here I want us to speak about sin. Guys, we human beings, we have our own knowledge of what sin is. Guys, we just popped up here on earth and we found ourselves here on earth, and whatever is in here on earth, that is what we learned. And then bang, there is this black book written Holy Bible, which speaks of things that we don't know, which speaks of things that not really is in line with our nature, and it tells us something that we're not familiar with. Now, we usually take what sin is from our elders, from our parents. They tell us, don't do that, it's not right. So we take that as sin. We take sin from our peers. Our peers will tell us their own things they've learned from their own parents. You understand? We take sin, the knowledge of sin, from our teachers from school. Don't do that, it's not right. You understand? So we take the knowledge of sin from everywhere, because, guys, we found ourselves here on earth and we trusted this place, and we trust that whatever this place is teaching us is right. And then Jesus comes and then he explains everything, that, oh well, things happen like this, in the beginning. So the right knowledge was no longer on earth, so I'm coming now with the teachings of life, which I'm now teaching you. So I'm the one who will tell you what sin is. You understand? So anyone who believes in Jesus needs to know what sin is from Jesus's point of view. I don't know, guys, if you understand, because I remember one time I made this podcast. It was still early, during the early days of the start of the show. I was mentioning the fact that I was going to, I was going for driver's license, and I remember this instructor was telling me, after he taught me everything, he said, oh well, you need to make sure that you've got a brown envelope. And in my mind, I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? What is a brown envelope? And he says, well, a brown envelope is that amount of money that you need to have in order to pass. And I'm like, I've already paid everything. I've paid you for teaching me. I've paid, for the license and stuff. What more do I have to pay for? And he explains that you need to bribe. Unless you bribe, you ain't gonna pass. And I'm like, I ain't doing it. Hey dude, I ain't doing it. And guys, believe me when I tell you, I failed. When I was going there, the instructor told me, you will fail. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Because you've taught me well, according to what I see, And he says, it's not about what I'm teaching you. It's about how things are. Oh, well, fine. Well, I failed. I went the second time, and I failed again. And people around me were like, you busy failing, eh? You busy failing. I'm like, yeah, I'm failing. And I remember the last time I went there, and there was this lady who was there for the 10th time, and she told me, this is my 9th time. And I'm like, why are you here the 9th time? She says, well, I don't know, I just can't pass anymore. I don't know, I just don't know. But later, I realized, because the instructor had told me that, no, you need to have an envelope in order to pass. Even if you are good, you need to have an envelope in order to pass, unless you bribe. I don't know if it's like that in every country, guys. I don't know. So I remember I was having this argument with this instructor. We were just talking. Me and him, we really connected well. So we were discussing. So he was asking me, are you a Christian? I said, yes, I'm a Christian. And he says, that's why you're not bribing. I said, yes. But he said, Christians are bribing. We teach them to drive, and they are bribing. And I told him, listen, there's something you need to understand. The kingdom of heaven is not a kingdom of darkness. the rules of engagement are not the same. Jesus has his own kingdom, and he laid his rules, his laws, which are to be fully obeyed. You understand? If I want to enter that kingdom, I need to play by his rules, not on my terms, you know. And he looked at me and was very serious, and he said, I didn't think of it like that. And I said, yeah, it's like that, you know. So having a license will not give me a ticket to heaven. It's obeying that man will give me a ticket to heaven. You understand? You know, so as we were discussing, he was realizing things that he did not realize before, you know. But the reason I'm mentioning these guys is because sometimes we find the rules of this world, of this place, and we think that just because this is okay to be done here, it's all right, it's also okay for the kingdom of heaven. No, guys, the rules of engagement are not the same. The rules of engagement, guys, are not the same. The kingdom of heaven belongs to Jesus, belongs to Daddy. While he created the world, because the earth and everything in it is the Lord's, you know, he created everything, but we know what happened in the beginning. Satan took over, and we cannot refute that. You understand? We just cannot refute it. Only a fool can refute that, you know. So things changed, you understand, and everything was set up according to the kingdom of darkness, you know. And the setup, guys, is already set. Guys, everything is already set. We can't change it. We can't change anything. So Jesus comes with the kingdom of heaven, and he gives us his rules, his laws, in order to enter his kingdom. He doesn't mind you doing whatever you want to do and you are of this kingdom. He doesn't mind. You are doing exactly what you should be doing. You see, guys, if you're having sex outside marriage, you are doing exactly what you should be doing. Why? You are of the world. It's exactly, nothing more, nothing less. I expect nothing more from you. Nothing less. Exactly that. If you love money, you are doing exactly what you should be doing. If you're loving the things of the world and call them blessings, you are doing exactly what you should be doing. Nothing more, nothing less. If you're doing your will, you're doing exactly what you should. Guys, exactly. You understand? And I cannot rebuke you for that. Why? You belong to the world. You are of the world. You should be doing those things. I don't know, guys, if you understand. I respect people of the world, guys. I respect their ways. You understand? They are of the world. They should be doing that. They are sinners. Sinners must sin now. Guys, I always tell you, a sinner must sin. Guys, before I came back to my Lord, guys, the things I was doing, I'm even ashamed to speak about them, you know. And I sit down and I'm like, well, I was a sinner, and a sinner must sin, you know, and I sinned, you know. And I see it, and right now I look at the things that I could have done, and I'm like, damn, at that time I didn't know the truth. Jesus would have forgiven me. I wish I had done that, you know. But guess what? Too late. Too late, guys. Ain't nothing I can do about it. You know, right now I cannot do those things because Jesus would be like, you know the truth. You are now deciding, you know. So here we are speaking about sin. Guys, the rules of engagement are not the same. You need to know that. We're speaking about sin here. We're speaking about the fact that the rules of engagement, guys, are not the same. Here on earth, two people simply have sex, you fall dead, someone fall on top of you, and then you wake up a parent. You understand? That's why we've got lousy parents. Guys, that's why we've got lousy parents like this. Why? You don't go to school and you get a certificate. Wow, you've passed. You can't be a mother. Wow, you've passed. You can't be a father. No, anything can be a father. Guys, even animals are fathers and mothers. So anything can be a father. That's why we've got parents like this. I mean, are you shocked? Guys, nothing shocks me anymore. Nothing. You know? So what I'm trying to say is that we found ourselves here. There is no requirement. I always say that. Two people simply have sex and then we pop up. We don't even get an interview, you know, and asked if you want to come. I would have said, hell to the never, I ain't coming there. You know, but it is what it is, guys. I found myself here, damn, in this nonsensical place, you know. So we learned the things in this place, and we knew sin from what we learned. You understand? But Jesus is coming now with the message of the kingdom of heaven, with the knowledge, the teachings of the tree of life. And he says, sin, according to me, is A, B, C, and D. Don't do this, don't do this. I don't know, guys, if you understand. You know, for instance, I'm going to mention just a few, because this is just going to be a short podcast. Because if you looked at the podcast, you'll realize that, well, this girl actually speaks about few things, you know. Sin, she actually speaks against sin, you know. In fact, if you look at all the podcast, you will realize that, well, it's all about not sinning, staying away from sin, guys. Because of sin, what sin does to souls, even those who were saved before, they are no longer saved anymore because of sin. So I really am scared of sin, you know. So I preach so much against it because of sin, what it does. And I also speak against the beast, you know. Those are the two things I really preach about in this message of the kingdom of heaven, you know. Now if you look at for example, the love of money, guys, here on earth, if you love money, you are a blessed story, you are a success story. Everyone is going to compliment you. Wow, did you see what she drives? Wow, did you see where she lives? You understand? You know, did you see her clothes, her designer clothes? You know, guys, what I mean? This is blessings according to the world. If you love the things of the world, guys, you are a blessed story, a success story. Guess what? If you belong to the kingdom of heaven, you're not supposed to love money. You'll be kicked out of it. You won't enter there. If you love the things of the world, you're not going to enter the kingdom of heaven. You ain't gonna enter there. That's why when you go back to Jesus, you know, you become a loser. Guys, I became a loser. You know, guys, when you've become a loser and you've realized, damn, guys, I'm a loser, it's not even fun. You become a loser because Jesus is damn too expensive. If you want to keep him, you have to get money away from you. Did he say we shouldn't have money? No. There is no command that says that. But he said we shouldn't love money. You understand? So loving man according to his kingdom is not in line with his kingdom. You will be kicked out of it. You understand? You might go to church, no problem. Churches are preaching their own things, but Jesus will most definitely kick you out of his kingdom and you will die spiritually. As it is, many are dead today feeding churches. Dead people are feeding churches then. Because of that, they thought that the rules of this place are in line with the rules of the kingdom of heaven. No, guys, the rules of engagement are not the same. If you love the things of the world, I'm telling you, you're a blessed story here, but you'll be kicked out. That's why he says, do not love the world or the things of the world. The love of the Father is not in you. You understand? Guys, sex outside marriage, here, no one will kick you for it. But in that kingdom, once you know the truth, you stop. Why? You won't enter his kingdom. Doing his will there, it's only his will. So I just wanted to speak about that because I often say that the rules of engagement are not the same, and today I wanted to speak about that. You know, so the rules of engagement, guys, are not the same. What is allowed here is not allowed in that kingdom, because that kingdom, guys, is very strict, very stern. You understand? So you need to find sin according to Jesus. That's why he says that when the Holy Spirit comes, he will reprove the world of sin. Why? Because I'm going away to the Father, meaning the Holy Spirit in you will tell you what sin is. You won't hear of sin from your parents, you won't hear of sin from your peers, you won't hear of sin from your teachers, but you will hear of sin from me. Why? Because I am the author of life, and I will tell you what sin is. And if you continue in sin, you won't make it to my kingdom. So if you want to know what sin is, you listen to Jesus. If you want to know what sin is, guys, it's okay if you say you don't believe in Jesus. Say, guys, with me, I respect people who don't believe in Jesus. But I hate hypocrites who carry the Bible and claim to believe in Jesus and have their own terms and try to serve that man on their own terms. I hate hypocrisy. I hate hypocrisy. If you claim to believe in him, you will take everything he says. Particularly the new covenant. The old, over and done with. He did not abolish it, but he fulfilled it. He walked it and fulfilled it and gave us a new covenant. So you stick to the new. But if you don't believe in him, it's okay. It's fine. You can have your own beliefs. You understand? I respect that. So people of the world are behaving like the way they are. They should. There's nothing wrong with that. They're doing exactly what they should be doing. But you, if you claim to be a believer of Jesus, you should be knowing sin.